why I think that people should take a year off before considering going to college or university. I think when we're 18, we don't really know enough about the world to really make this decision. We don't know enough about what kind of jobs are available, except for the main ones. And you got to kind of figure out your lifestyle a bit as well before you can really make this decision, because that's going to affect what job you have as well. You just got to make sure that, you're picking something that's going to make you happy. And if you're going to college and university and you haven't thought about it enough, you could be wasting a lot of money, because I know a lot of people who don't use what they learned in college in their jobs. So, they could have saved that money if they had known. I'm not saying everybody will know by taking a year off, exactly, because you're going to change. See what you love doing, figure that out, figure out things that you want for your lifestyle. So things like, do you want to travel a lot? So maybe you want to work on a laptop and travel while you're working, or maybe you just want to live in one city and you're fine with that, or maybe you want to have the freedom to go and move to another city very easily. Another would be, do you want to be a business owner, or do you want to be someone who works for somebody else and have maybe a typical 9-to-5 job? Because there's a big difference in that. If you want a lot more freedom, then you might want to have a business. You want to think about too, like, how much money do you want to make? How much time do you want, like free time? Do you think that money is more important than free time, or free time is more important than money, and you'd rather live just working a little bit so you have a lot of free time, but you're not super rich? I'm not saying you can't get super rich by working a little bit. I'm just saying that maybe that's what you want. Or maybe you want to make a lot of money, so you want to work a lot, and that's more important to you. So you really got to ask yourself these questions, because they have a lot to do with the job that you're going to want to have. You can't travel all the time if you have a 9-to-5 job, usually, because you get like 3 weeks of vacation or something. But instead, maybe you just like to hang out in your town, your city. You don't really want to travel, so that's fine with you. I think a lot of 18-year-olds too, they don't realize how much college actually costs too. They just do it just because everyone else is doing it. But it can be hard to get the money back. If you're like me and you didn't really have a problem with money in college, then it's not as big a deal. But for some people it is a big deal. So you really gotta think about that when you're paying for your own education. Figure out exactly the things that you love to do the most, and figure out how you can make a job around that, because it's really important that you do something you like doing, because you're not going to have a lot of motivation to do something that you don't like doing. And it's just, you only live once, so you got to remember that you're spending so much of your time at work. You got to do something you like, or you're just not going to enjoy a lot of your life. Also, you don't have to do one job your whole life. You can have multiple jobs. If you're at home as well, you can try doing things that would be involved in the career that you're considering. By, I don't know, if you're a dentist, you can go up to your friends and family and be like, hey, can I check your mouth out? And they'll be like, heck yeah. And then they'll let you check their mouths out. Maybe that wasn't the best example. Maybe something more like you could be a photographer and you can go practice taking shots of family portraits, or maybe you want to be a wedding photographer. Maybe you can do a wedding photo shoot, or maybe you want to be someone who does headshots. So you can try all these different fields out and you can see what, if there's one that you like, or if there's none that you like really, that you can't see yourself doing for a long time, then cut that one out, move on to the next one that you're thinking of. And I'm not saying that you're going to completely figure out what you want to do with your life. I just think that you're going to have a way better idea and you're going to go in the right direction. And even if it ends up you dropping out of school or you're not using what you've been taught, it's okay, because I mean, you're going to change throughout your life. You're going to change, and you can't figure out everything at once, but the more you can figure out, the better it's going to be and the easier it's going to be. This was a hard decision for me at 18. And I took a year off, but I kind of wasted my time, so I didn't really learn a lot, and I didn't learn about what was out there. And so just make sure you use your time wisely, and that's what I'm doing this year. And I've noticed that I have figured my life out a lot more. So ask yourself, what would you be doing if money didn't matter and you were just doing what you wanted to do every day? What would you be doing with your life? And try and make a career out of that for sure. Would you be spending it writing, doing photography, just acting, making funny videos, doing handstands? What was I gonna say? So many birds yelling at me. I don't know how many birds there's gonna be in this video, but there's gonna be a lot of birds in this video. How do you even talk to a camera? I don't even know. So I hope you guys blah 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 blah.